Hey everybody, how's it going today? Heading up to see our good friend Adam Christianson from Adrenaline Guide Service, and we're going to have our good friend some Leroy's with us today. Going back to Adam, he's on an absolutely fantastic panfish bite. Perch limits, he's telling us, in 2 hours. We'll see, I've heard his BS before, but a lot of fish between 10 and 13 inches and big gills. You guys hang on to your heinies. Let's talk about what we got going here today.
Yeah.
You know, it's unbelievable we're this late in the year and how mild the weather is. You know, it's going to switch here soon, but the fishing's been pretty good.
We're after perch here today on Pool 8 of the Mississippi River. We'll see how it all shakes out. Just got the first one in the morning. Nothing big, but it's the right flavor and it's a start.
How do you know which pool to go to? Because you fish basically, let's start everybody all the pools that you fish.
Yeah, so I fish pools 4 through 9, 4 being Lake Pepin, obviously, all the way down to the south end of 9, which is like Genoa, Ferryville area.
Okay.
So yeah, we cover a lot of water, but really when it comes down to where I'm choosing what I want to do and where I want to be, is it's just really dependent on the species we're chasing and where I think we can do the best and have our best shot. That's what we're going to do for the day. Every pool's kind of got their thing that they're known for, you know, like 8 is probably best known for the big perch down here. There's just a ton of backwater areas for them. There's a ton of these low current backwaters and weeds, and it's just absolute perfect habitat for these perch and bluegills.
Well, that's awesome. All right, let's get her going.
Get after them.
Oh, there you go. There's a better one.
Not much to say on this one, Larry.
Right.
It's an eater. We need, I don't know, 73 more.
Let's get her going.
See what happens.
And Steve needs a new hook in him. Oh, perch. Nice perch. Nice perch. I'll take him like that all day long. Whooshka. I'll take him like that all day long. Nice job, Dan. Tell you what, it's just about moving around. Everybody else is drop shotting today. I just got a tiny little jig on here. I had a little piece of plastic on there too. And bing, bing, swing, wing. Oh, that's a really good one.
It's a crappie.
Oh, that's a nice crappie. We'll take that all day long, Steve. That's what I love too about this Mississippi River.
Perch fishing with some slabs mixed in, baby. What's going on here is we're in a huge north-facing bay. What's going on is there's just an absolute ton of bait fish in here, and anytime you get this much bait, you're gonna get all the kind of predators with it. We've had a pike already, a couple largemouths, a couple crappies, some perch, a little bit of everything in here eating on these shad, and that is what it's all about right there.
Why is it north-facing bays are what you really try to target?
It allows these fish to get out of the current completely.
Okay.
By default, when you have a north-facing bay closed by land on the north end,
right,
no current by default. Secondly, the bait fish relate to it because usually there's weeds in these north-facing bays. They tend to be shallow, 2 to 7 feet or so, ton of weeds in them, and you end up with beautiful fish like that just roaming all over in them.
I'm doing something a little bit different than you guys are doing. I got a bobber on there, a little bit of plastic on there. What do we got here? Oh,
bass.
Talk about variety. Yep, a little largemouth.
As I was saying right there, you know, that just goes to show you when you get into these north-facing bays and this amount of bait fish around, you're going to have a little bit of everything for sure.
How about a lot of everything?
Yeah. Let's keep after them.
Oh, nice crappie. Nice crappie. That's just what I love.
That's a tanker.
For variety.
That is a tanker layer.
Yep, that's a nice fish right there.
Beautiful. Very, very nice. I don't know, 11 and a half, 12-inch crappie in about a minute here for me. So let's get back after them.
Ooh, there we go. That's what we're looking for, baby, right there. Dan just caught a bass. You just caught a crappie. I just caught a perch. It is dumbfounding. I mean, that screen is just absolutely lit up with game fish and bait in here. And when you start thinking about this system, for the volume of fish that are in it, it takes a lot to feed these things.
Yes, it does, and thankfully the river has plenty of food to provide them all with more than enough.
Oh, what do you got there? That's what we're looking for. Oh, there we go. Little chunky monkey. Adam Christianson, you perch. Oh, there you go. A little bit, it's a little better.
It's not big enough to get me excited. Generally speaking, really big ones is what gets me excited.
How big?
We're talking 12 inchers.
Oh my God.
That gets me going.
Oh yeah, Steve-o. Nice job. Very nice. Take them all day long. Kushka. Take them like that all day long. You know, it's funny how you're using that high-vis line all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't
They
think
don't
that
care.
bothers them one
Not
bit?
on the river.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so what I'm noticing right now is instead of dragging it back like we do so often with the drop shot slowly, what I'm really doing is just letting it sit in my hand. I'm basically dead sticking it in my hand. I'm throwing out, I'm letting it sit, and within 5-10 seconds, I'm usually getting pop now. Seems like it's getting, it's about 10:30 now. Seems like they were a little off this morning. They're starting to wake up, and that's something, you know, Larry, me and you have talked about so many times, is how this time of year, midday can really be your best bite, the warmest part of the day, you know. That's pretty common in the fall, I'd say.
Any special way that you're hooking your minnow, do you think that makes a difference? Because I know there's plenty of times where I hook it just a little bit differently that it does some days make a big difference.
Yeah, I like to just hook them through the mouth just like that there. I'm alive for quite a while. You can see they stay flopping, not through the brain, just through the lips. So when I'm giving myself about a 12-inch lead there on the drop shot, 1/8 ounce weight, size 6 hook, all you need. Doesn't get much simpler than that.
Ooh, that is a nice perch. Nice job, Steve. Hey, Steve, let's talk about what's going on at Leroy's. Let's talk about your new facility in Ripon.
So our new facility in Ripon has been open now approximately 2 weeks. It's more just a scaled down retail location, just more of an outlet of all our homemade product. So we don't offer a lot of the same services, the catering and the wild game processing or anything like that. And
Is
see
that
if it
open
works
7
out.
days a week?
That is, at this point, open 7 days a week, correct.
Double.
Now we're talking fishing.
One. Not really.
Mine's not too bad. Keeper.
Nice fish, buddy.
Take them like that all day long, my friend.
Beautiful fish.
Good one.
Adam's got, oh, that's a big one. Ooh, the big girls are biting now.
Yeah, twinsies. That's what it's all about right there. Mississippi River gold, baby. Like I said, that midday bite's getting going. Now we're on to something.
Ooh, got Adam. Oh, nice fish. Another nice one. Boy, it is hard to believe when you start off the morning and it didn't get that cold last night that it was, the fish were so lethargic today. I mean, we marked a lot of fish the first 2 hours, caught a couple here, caught a couple there. Yeah. But ever since that sun really started warming this water up, I'll tell you what, the attitude of these fish basically changed quite a bit.
Time.
Definitely the tight lining is what they want right now.
Some days they really want it moving. As we get a little later in the fall, what I notice usually as we push into November here, you can really get away with moving it pretty darn fast and moving it pretty quick, and they'll still come up and eat it.
Which is interesting because obviously the water temperature starts getting colder, but as it gets colder,
that's what gets those fish, that's what gets them fired up. They know the winter's coming. They know food's going to get harder to find. They take every opportunity they get this time of year to eat. The big thing this time of year is being able to locate fish. If you locate fish, they're going to be willing to eat most of the time right now. So one of the big things for me, obviously, that I utilize for what I do every day here guiding full time is live scope. So whenever you see stuff like this going on, this is a pile of perch with a pile of bait fish.
How can you tell that they're perch
right
and not something else, Adam? That's what I want to know.
Well,
besides us catching perch.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing I'm looking for there with perch is I'm looking for marks on bottom or near bottom flying around. The perch really tend to fly around this time of year looking for food.
Versus the crappies or the bluegills.
The crappies and gills will move a lot slower. The crappies are suspended usually, obviously, in the water column. The bluegills can be on bottom or suspended, but they move a lot slower than the perch do, and the marks are a little bit different shape. I run a Garmin 8616 on an Arc Lab shuttle with that Larmag 360.
So I got 2 shuttles on my boat. Let's talk about the purpose of running a shuttle versus having it hardwired into your boat.
What's absolutely awesome about the shuttle is I can pop it right off my boat. If I want to go ice fishing, it doesn't take me more than 10 seconds to get this thing off my boat, and boom, we're on the ice. Just the portability feature of it, plus with the shuttle, you can have it up on, dude, we're turning into chaos here.
Yep.
Let's just catch some fish. It's getting hot.
This is awesome. That's the thing about fish that you really got to remember. don't ever take things for granted. When the bite is on, catch as many as you possibly can, because anything can happen. The sun can change the angle, the wind can change, the bite, the window could shut up, the barometer could move. There's so many different variables that could change. I love about the shuttle is it's got its own battery in there, and that works out absolutely perfect. I don't have to worry about the batteries that I have in my boat that I'm running my other electronics off of, that I know that I'm always going to have plenty of battery power. So that to me is a very cool thing there. So much easier, especially when you start talking about forward-facing sonar, mounting the black boxes, all the other wiring, everything is condensed into that one small shuttle. And I tell you what, it makes it a lot nicer. I don't have to drill as many holes in my boat either. I mean, it's just, there's so many features and so many advantages of having your forward-facing sonar in a shuttle versus having it hardwired to your boat. Oh, he's a feisty one. There's nothing wrong with that one. Take him like that all day long. That bait sit out there and you got a little bit of a bow in your line. It's kind of nice on these rods. He's got the high vis line on here. So I'm watching that because the bulk of the fish are to the front of the boat right there. So I got to cast up into that wind and I got a big bow in my line. So I'm basically just watching that line twitch like that and then just setting the hook. I'm not feeling anything at all. It's all by sight. There you go, Spanky Roni.
Nothing wrong with that one. Take them like that all day, any day.
It's a good one. Woohoo, that is a big crappie. You know what I did too before, because we were marking so many crappies, and plus I was struggling a little bit on the perch, is I put on one of the Kalen's crappie scrubs. Definitely caught plenty of perch on it too. So sometimes things work, sometimes things don't. This time definitely worked. So try your crappie scrubs. Hey, what a great morning we had. I'll tell you what, this is probably one of the better days that I've ever had this time of year on the Mississippi River. And you know, it's 15 perch a piece. Now we're gonna go get some gills. We're not gonna keep our limit of gills, but we're gonna probably go and tear them up for a couple hours, just have some fun. And you know what, just another thing to enjoy when you come to the Mississippi River. Got a good one?
Decent.
There you go.
Eater.
So let's talk about what we're doing differently here versus the perch, right? I mean, definitely we're out in the main part of the river almost here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we switched pace to some bluegills here, and what we're doing, these fish are set up on a pretty steep break here, and there's also a tree just off the main channel here. If you pan out here, you can see, I mean, main channel's right here. So
basically we're not really casting, more vertical jigging.
Much vertical right above them, and we're just drop shotting them, and same deal.
It's pretty inexpensive, right? You got a couple of cheap sinkers, you got a couple of halfway decent hooks, and basically that's all you need, right? I mean, it's hard to believe the amount of fish that you can catch on a drop shot. And today we basically have caught, what did we catch? Probably at least 6 or 7 different species. There you go, Steve. That's a nice one.
Yeah, this is what they were doing.
Oh, them were nice ones. Yeah, we got to stay and fish them for a while.
Mississippi River, giant.
Yeah, you are getting pretty thick. Oh, are you? Oh, I apologize. I thought you were talking about.
If you guys are interested for next week's show, I believe me and Mr. Smith are going to have a boxing match at some point coming up. Larry, we were talking on the phone last night about some of the stuff that we see as full-time guides, obviously, and not everybody might know how to get on snagged or how to treat their rods properly, and it's a huge part of it. When you're running expensive rods, you don't want to be snapping them, obviously.
Right. Well, you were talking about, you know, just alone last week that you had clients snap 2 different rods, you know, and anytime you buy a rod and you use it the first time and it doesn't break, anytime it breaks after that, 100% your fault because of neglect and things that you're doing wrong with that rod. And so let's kind of talk about that, because we see all the time, you know, when we have clients in the boat, we see all the time all of a sudden they're snagged and they'll grab the rod. And let's kind of show them the only place you should ever really grab a rod is right down here.
One of the fastest ways to wreck your rod is I see guys, they'll take their hook, they'll put it on their eyelet. What that does over time is it chips the inside of your eyelet, that insert right there, and then guess what? It cuts your line. Every hook set. The rod's worthless.
Right.
If that insert gets chipped, the rod becomes absolutely worthless.
And realistically, your hook should always go back on that. The other thing I just can never figure out too is when a guy winds his hook right up into the top guide, right?
Yeah,
into the tip of the rod.
That's probably how I've seen more rods broken than any other way, I would say, is just winding all the way up. And throwing drop shot as much as I do, I see it all the time on drop shot because they can't see their hook or see the fish. I don't know for sure.
Nowadays, you got to think about this, with all the carbon fiber rods that are out there, the more sensitive a rod is, for the most part, the more brittle it's going to be.
You've got to be able to kind of judge the size of fish you're dealing with before you even think about flipping it. If we're running ultralights and 6-pound test, and you're going to try and boat flip a 4-pound sheephead, probably not going to work out real well for you. I see some guys when they go to boat flip a fish, they'll grab the rod here and flip them in. The best way to boat flip a fish is the way you would normally hold a rod. Don't touch the rest of the rod. Let the rod do the work, flip them in, take them off.
Give it a good pop.
Absolutely,
right?
Yep. As soon as you get them up to the surface, you give them a good pop, and
And that fish, when you pop him, he's coming in, it needs to land on something. Don't let it get, halfway up and then have it spring back down. That's where you'll break a lot of them that way too. Hey everybody, this week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up at Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet. Hey, this week Adam's got a great tip on how not to break your rod when you're snagged.
All you got to do if you're snagged is go ahead, pull straight back on the rod, cup the reel with your hands like this so drag can't come out, break it off. That's all you got to do. Keep your hands away from the rod tip, cup the reel with your hands, pull straight back on it, snap your line, retie, get back in there and get after them.
It's almost like the days when you had a Harley and you were waving to the guy on a bike. You see another warrior on the water, you just get a good feel.
First class, all the way from the people that ride them to the people that make them.
They do such a nice job with communication. They'll pick up the phone anytime. It's really almost a friendship.
You could be in any state, and when somebody with a warrior drives by you, you get that honk, that beep. You're truly part of a family, and there's nothing like it.
Introducing Forever Barnwood. Transform your space with the warmth and character of a genuine barnwood look. Forever Barnwood offers over 200 authentic barnwood products. We are commercial and food safe. Our products are available in unlimited quantities while still providing the consistency you need to complete large projects. All of this while still looking like it came out of a 100-year-old barn. Forever Barnwood. Bring the history inside.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Leroy lunchtime, and I'll tell you, hey, we got Dan from Fox Lake. Let's tell everybody what you got cooking here today.
Kind of a little porker sandwich. We have some of our homemade Canadian style bacon, some jumbo ring bologna, little red onion, and some pepper cheese.
Hey, what kind of special things do you guys got going the next month over at the stores?
Oh, with venison season ramping up, obviously we're gonna have some bunch of venison. Always playing around with new flavor sticks you can catch in our delis. Other than that, it's just preparing for holiday seasons.
That's awesome. Hey, you guys, they got a new place. You can check it out in Ripon. So there's 3 locations now, Fox Lake, Ripon, and Horicon. Hey, let's dig into this. I'm starving, man.
Sounds good.
Sting and honey is a lot of heat or just a little heat?
Just a little.
We're about to find out. I am gonna my pants so bad. It's alright. That's so good. I do guarantee you pants on the way home. I'm already mentally preparing to go there again.
It's all the time,
I'm
right?
stopping somewhere.
No, don't stop. Try to make it home.
No, Larry, stop.
No,
For real.
do it.
No, this is happening now.
No, it's not going to happen.
I don't know why
Adam,
I'm
you're not
looking
going to
at
do this again. Adam, why do you got to get so pissed off about everything?
Because I'm having a hard time containing my liquid. Yeah, bye.
Okay. What is wrong with that guy? Adam, what an amazing day. We got to thank Steve and Dan from Leroy's for the awesome meal that they fed us here at the end of the day. I'm full, man. I'm ready to drive home you don't have far to go at all. Hey, let's talk again about what's going to be coming up. Obviously, we're not that far from ice fishing.
Correct.
And that is the huge thing for both of us, ice business. And November is absolutely killer on the river.
Absolutely. Most guys are sitting in the woods chasing deer. Meanwhile, the fish out here are waiting to be fed. So November is an absolutely awesome time to be on the river. I cannot wait for ice season. Both of us and every other guide out there really needs a good ice season. So I'll tell you what, if you've ever thought about booking with an ice guide before, do it. They need your business this year for sure.
Hey, I'll tell you what, besides needing their business, it is a great way to spend the day ice fishing. It's one of my favorite things to do, and again, taking a ride in the airboat is an adventure of its own.
It is.
Hey, let's tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Hey, Adrenaline Angling Guide Service, go ahead, look me up on Facebook, adrenalineanglingguideservice.com, 608-451-2986. Looking forward to getting you guys out on the water for your next adventure.
Hey everybody, like we do each and every week, we want to thank all of our military men and women for the great service they have given this country and continue to give this country, along with all of our firefighters, paramedics, and no doubt all of our law enforcement agents. Hey, God bless everybody, and I'll tell you what, it's a great day to be alive. We'll see you guys and gals again next week, and thanks for joining us.